During an interview in the Oval Office with New York Magazine, Trump was pressed about the infamous MRI that he let slip in an interview he had done at his totally normal, like twice a year physical he was having going on. He said it was the worst effing thing I ever did, and I blame them, pointing at his physician, Dr. Sean Barbarella, and Dr. James Jones, the president's former medical advisor. Can you explain why you asked me that? Trump added, shaking his head. Stupidest thing I've ever done. Trump added that nothing specific prompted him to get the scan, saying, quote, it's because the machine was sitting there. I'm sitting right next to it. And that's basically how medical exams work. Be careful where you walk in a hospital because they will strap you into any machine you happen to come into close proximity with. But anyway, he's not mad because of the test. He's mad because he blurted it out and it caused all this hubbub about the fact that he was getting. Well, now they're saying it wasn't an MRI, it was some other scan or whatever. But like he's mad at them when he was the guy that revealed it. That's the way he thinks. But anyway, let's just quickly scan through some of the other health issues that have been concerned because they popped up in this interview. So the author, Ben Terrace, describes Trump's hand bruises, saying his right hand warm and soft during our handshake, which looked like rhino hide on the back, dry and gray, the notorious bruise spread out like an ink blot test. Trump said this is only from shaking hands, rubbing his left thumb over the back of his right hand. Can you just verify that, he asks to his doctor. The doctor, who's looming nearby, says absolutely. He's a short man with close cropped hair and a nervous smile. Is that Bovino pretending to be a doctor? I don't know. Anyway, he says, I've seen the president shaking hands for over an hour. Trump held up his non-shaking hand. Look, this one's perfect. People say, what beautiful skin you have. Is he in a fairy tale? Is he the wolf actually underneath the white hair? So anyway, first of all, his other hand has recently been bruised too. Remember, he apparently knocked it into a table, and so he got a massive circular bruise there. He also said that he had a failed high five attempt with Kristi Noem, and her rings cut his hand, and that's why he had all the splotches or whatever. I'm not buying any of this stuff. But anyway, they describe his diet, famously terrible. One senior White House official says he eats a ton of candy and he eats meat, no vegetables. He doesn't believe in exercise. Recently, after he'd been dealing with swelling in his lower legs and ankles owing to his circulatory condition, doctors recommended he walk more. He asked his staff if there was anything else he could do instead. It's walking, that's the last thing. If you're not walking, you're literally just lying down at that point, and that's not exercise, okay? He definitely ain't doing sit-ups. What do you want? By the way, doesn't he walk while he's playing golf? Like he's gotta be getting some steps in there, Elliot, right? I mean, if like that is too high of a bar, just walking around, don't tell me you're a Superman, as all the staff were telling this reporter, and that you're gonna last forever. You must think that you're on pretty shaky physical ground. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this is just unbelievable. And it also, there's a sadness, I think, associated just in terms of how insecure someone can be. You don't want to see anybody age not gracefully, but my goodness, he is taking the cake. Speaking of cake, a diet of candy and meat is one of the funniest things I've ever heard of in my life. I can only assume it's on one platter of just, a barbecue, ribs, and Smarties, I would imagine. It's unbelievable.
Oh, Smarties. Really, really fast. Trump blamed women's fingernails and rings for the cuts on his right hand. He's just shaking so many. By the way, have you ever seen him shake like hands for an hour? Like if he does this routinely, like at his rallies, you don't think that they would do like a quick like fast forward video that they put out or something to justify? I've literally never seen it. And it was apparently Pam Bondi that he had the failed high five attempt. He cites the fact that he aced 3 recent cognitive tests, saying, I've taken a lot of them. I've aced all of them because I drink milk. Which, what? I don't think that's how it works. And then I want to end with this. So the topic of Obama came up during this interview, and Leavitt said to Jones, one of the medical advisors, says, you worked for the Obamas, didn't you? Jones says, yes, I did. He worked from 2009 to 2018 as a senior medical leader in the White House. Obama obviously was pretty young when he was president. He was rumored to allow himself precisely 7 almonds a night, which is strange. Who is healthier, Obama or President Trump? The journalist asks. Trump stared across the desk, making eye contact with Jones. Jones didn't hesitate. President Trump, he said. Trump nodded. There was no sign of a smile, as if there could not have been any other answer to that question. Write that, he said, turning to me. And in fact, Ben Terrace did write that. He wrote that entire strange interaction. The idea is in better shape than Obama is so strange. But I'm gonna end with this. Friend of the show, Jules Sazdaltsev said, he tweeted, Republicans talk about Donald Trump the way you talk about a sick old dog before it dies. He is so sharp and alert. Yeah, okay, my condolences. Just exactly, like, come on, be realistic, man. Anyway, we have serious news to turn to about other topics. We'll get to that in just a sec. First, I want to thank Nader NYC on Twitch for 4 months. Thank you. Garden Dragon for 35 months. AJ Nestor for 66. Says you can buy a terrific bidet seat for about $400 and it will change your life. Believe me. That still sounds like a lot of money. $400 for a bidet seat? I don't know. Maybe I need to comparison shop.